Oh, hi there. That chorus. I love it. And doesn't it say it all? Nothing can compare to the ones that you love. I wrote that on a Casio keyboard in my house in 2007. Shout out to Steve Jackson for singing it. One of my favorite singers ever. I love the way his voice sounds on it. And it's so true. These words ring so true. Nothing can compare to the ones that you love. Love is all around. Love is all around. And I'll take it one step further. And we choose awesome. And I hope you are choosing awesome on this first Monday evening in February. Good evening, you beautiful people. Welcome to TCB Studios and welcome to Burn It Down. We'd like to thank our sponsor, A&F Agriculture. Big shout out to Sandy D. Big shout out to Kelly Hester and Death Pickles. Big shout out to 3 on the Ones and Twos. Again, please check out the show on YouTube and also hit the follow button on Spotify. I'm super excited about our guest tonight. We were supposed to have her on a few months ago, but this little thing called COVID tried to get the best of her. But she's awesome. She's a badass. She's a fighter. She's a warrior, and she kicked its ass. So we said, as soon as we can get you back on, let's do this. I'm such a big fan of this person. I love watching her do interviews. I love her voice, and I love the way she handles her conversations with her guests. So let's get into it. Let's go for a ride, and let's burn it down. Ladies and gentlemen, chicka, 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 Pan Oréa.
Hi.
What? The goal really is just to say these wonderful, beautiful things that we truly believe and just make our guests blush.
Okay.
I'm such a big fan, and I'm so excited to have you on. And I know that we kind of had commented on each other's pages for a while, and then we were saying, hey, I'd love to have you on my show, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And we were all set, and then boom. I mean, the COVID tried to get you. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you beat it up and not the other way around.
I was vaccinated, so
Yes, yes.
so I was okay.
You
But yeah,
look
I
one.
did.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
yeah. You look great. I'm so glad you're good. Happy New Year. How's the new year going for you?
Pretty good. Pretty
Hmm.
good. Yeah.
And where are you right now? What city are you in?
Albany, New York.
Beautiful.
Upstate New York, yeah.
Yeah, I love Albany. It is probably freezing there, and there's probably some snow on the ground.
Yeah, we had a lot of snow, then it melted, and then we had like this crazy wind and it was super cold a few days ago.
Oh, I know. I mean, I've lived in and out of New York more than half my life, and I still have family in New York, so I talk to people in New York every day. And even though I'm in Atlanta right now, uh, some of my New York friends and family are like, I want to come to Atlanta or go to the Carolinas or go to the South
Oh,
because
I'm
it's too
coming
cold
this
here.
year. I'm coming. I'm gonna do my best to come and visit
Yes, you need to.
Georgia. Why not, right?
Well, Georgia's a big place. I mean, I'm in town in the city, so it's pretty hip. There's a bunch of cool stuff, but you go outside an hour and a half. Although, I mean, Georgia's beautiful. There's mountains, it's gorgeous, but there's also a few places that, even though they're beautiful, I don't know if there's much to do. I mean, you're an interesting person. There's some places outside of here that you're like, all right, yeah, the mountains are pretty, but what else am I going to do? What can I do here?
Right. I'm sure I can figure it out.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you could do a podcast. You could do interviews from a cabin. That's
Yeah,
what I
I'll
wanted to talk
interview
to you.
everyone that I follow from
Yeah,
from
there's a
Atlanta.
lot of people here, and so many interesting people and talented people, and
Yes.
so I wanted to get into because I love this show, and also a shout out to the awesome human in the driver's seat running things, Renee Jaworski. We were just backstage in the virtual green room talking, and we were bragging about her multitasking
She's
skill.
amazing. Yes,
She is so awesome and becomes such a dear, not only business partner, but just friend and ally, and she just rules. So much love to her, and we having so much fun on CCTV and having so much fun on this new platform and this new network and this conglomerate. And we're learning as we're going. And for me, it's been such a great experience to catch up and share my stories from the road as a musician and talk with friends and tell our stories, like, funny things that have happened to us, interesting things, sad things, how we write songs and stuff. And you, our viewers tonight, are watching me get to know you because I really don't know you. I just know that I'm a fan and I love your show and I love your interviewing style and I love your voice. And I just want to give you the mic and just say, go for it. Tell us all about it.
Well, what do you want to know? I mean,
Okay. So how do you get your guests? Because you have great guests, and most of them, you're turning us on to them. Like, I've never heard of them. So how do you get
okay.
your guests?
Um, I guess it's just people that I follow
Hmm.
online. So when I started my show, I was just um, enjoying watching people online.
Right.
It was kind of like the thing that I was doing just to calm me down after a long day of work and stress. Instead of watching television, I would go on Facebook, and if somebody was performing live, I would just watch them and comment. And then one day
Right.
I had the idea to start my own show.
Right. And now and we talked about this, I think, the first time when you were supposed to come on, because we actually got on the phone and had a conversation. But please share with me and our viewers, what year did you start this?
I started this 9 months ago.
See, that's mind-boggling to me because like I said, I'm such a fan, and you would think that you've been doing this for 10 years. Well, I'm a novice, and you just come across as such a pro, so it's wonderful.
Maybe I know how to fake it.
Well,
I don't know.
we talked about that too, because in your past life, you used to have to do a lot of interviewing, so you're just very comfortable
Yes.
with
So
people.
I'm an accountant and
Yeah,
I used to be an auditor and I used to travel a lot in Canada, the United States, even abroad. And as an auditor, you have to interview many, many people in the corporation. Not
right,
only people like the VPs, the CEO, the CFOs, but also like your everyday people that work in the
right,
company in finance, but also in the warehouses. Because when you're an auditor, you also look at the internal controls of a corporation. So you have
right,
to
right.
go from the bottom up. So I had to be really good with people.
Yes,
I had to ask questions. And if I was talking to a CEO, I had to adjust my vocabulary. When I was talking to people that worked in the warehouse, I had to be like them, very laid back. If I started using fancy words, they wouldn't understand me. So after
right,
doing it for a while, I was able to learn how to talk to people. So I guess that's my experience.
right.
Just
So
talking to people.
in a nice way, how, how do you say this in a nice way? In a nice way, if you have to, you know how to like dumb it down to certain like when they say like computer for dummies, whatever. Like
No, I wouldn't
basically,
say dumb it down. No,
but well,
I
but
wouldn't
like
say
but
that.
like I guess I was thinking of like that those magazines you see or those books, computers for dummies, or like for me, I'm a novice when it comes to a lot of that stuff too. Like the words are simple so that someone like me who doesn't understand it can understand it.
Yeah,
So,
it's like it's like dancing with someone. So if the
right.
person is a good dancer and is a pro, then you're gonna have to dance in the same way. If the person is learning, then you follow the
You
same
slow
rhythm.
you slow it down and you go and
Slow
you
it
do
down. Yeah.
step two, step one, two, step
Yeah, you
one,
slow
two.
it down. You don't dumb it down because no one's
Yeah.
dumb. You
No.
just you just slow it down so they can understand because they've never danced before.
You want to know something? See, I love this. And I love uh learning something every day and even me. So I wish I didn't use that word, and I love slow it down so much better than the other word.
Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah.
thank you. See already. Well, you're teaching me, and I'm learning. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So okay. So then my other thing is because you have this. It seems like, and when I said the professional thing about you is like, there's almost seems like this. Renee and I have talked about this, like this Howard Stern quality. For years, everyone thought Howard Stern was like this other thing, this like shock jock, whatever. But he's actually this brilliant interviewer and knows how to say the right things to get the right things and right responses and honest answers out of people.
Yeah,
And
he's
it
good at
seems
that. Yeah.
he's very good at that. And
Hmm.
you are as well. And so when you are talking to people, what do you look for? Like when you start asking them questions, and then how do you know if you're going to go to this area or this area with your questions? Do you have a set of A questions and like a plan B?
When I first started my show, I did have questions because it was my first time, so I thought I had to be prepared
Yeah,
with everything. So I would do my homework about the artists that I would bring on my show, know their music very well, know their like a little bit where they're from, and I did my homework. And I had questions prepared. Now I don't do that. I obviously know my guest, and if there's something that I don't know about them, I'll ask during the interview. But I don't prepare myself anymore because, oops, what
no,
happened?
I know that's just you because
Oh,
Renee's doing a solo. Renee's doing a solo on.
oh, Renee's doing something like
Yeah,
this.
Renee's amazing behind the scenes right
You
now.
see?
Right now she's practicing a dance routine for a show
You see
tomorrow,
what she's
and
doing?
she's ironing and she's zooming in on you doing a
Oh,
solo. I told you
oh
she's
goodness.
brilliant multitasker.
Yes, I love that. Okay, I prefer to see you on the screen.
Split screen like this. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You hear that,
What was
Renee?
I saying? I see.
Well,
I
I think
forgot.
you were saying, and I could see that
Oh yeah,
is
I don't
you
prepare my
no longer
questions
prepare your
anymore.
questions.
Yeah, I don't
So
because what I've come to realize, even when I was prepared, the direction of the interview would shift, and my
right,
questions became irrelevant. So
good,
I would prepare my questions, and then sometimes like I wasn't even following my questions. So now I just go with the flow. And what's important to me is when I bring my guest on my show, it's all about them.
right,
They are the star. Whether it's 30 minutes with them, an hour and a half, depending how long the interview goes, it's all about them. So it's making the person feel comfortable,
yeah,
and when they're comfortable, they will open up. If they're stressed, they will not open up. So my job is to make them feel comfortable. Sometimes I use humor. Sometimes I'll I'll talk about something that I know that will relax them and bring some joy in the beginning of the interview so they can calm down, something that they've
right,
done, an
yeah,
accomplishment, congratulate them. And then once they get relaxed, and I sense it because I can see it in their body language, if they're starting to smile and their shoulders fall and they seem
yeah, yeah,
happy,
yeah,
boom. Then I can go to somewhere where I feel they'll be able to discuss. But I never talk about things that I know would embarrass them.
right,
It's not my job. It's to elevate them. So you come on
right.
my show, I elevate you. I promote your music, I make you feel good. I have everyone pay attention to who you are and your humble beginnings, and so it's easy. It's about them, you know?
Yes, I
Yeah.
absolutely love that, and I could see that. And by the way, I can't. I'm so excited about being a guest on your show down the road. That's going to be awesome.
That's next
And
month.
I know that's right. I have it on my calendar. But the other thing is I'm learning from you right now because this is what I've been trying to do, and the goal is for every show. And just like every day, become a better
Yeah.
person, and every show get better. And so I did the same exact thing, and I realized like in life and like any relationship, like when you get to know people and let's say you form a business or you form, you want to start doing artwork together or
Hmm.
a podcast or a show or a band, things need to happen in like this human, very human manner, like and be organic. for it to be sincere and for you to get the right responses, So like
Exactly.
I would have these questions and I'm like, man, I thought I was a smart guy. What the heck? What was I thinking? Little by little, I still have like sticky notes all around here with ideas,
I
but
see.
but I don't have to. All of a sudden, I see this one in the left corner of my eye. I'm like, man, I'm not bringing that thing up, whatever. And that's you're absolutely right. It's like never want to embarrass. If anything, we want to elevate and make that person shine and have our viewers because you have fans watching you. I feel so lucky. I have some fans that are watching Burn It Down, and
I
I
watch your
think,
show.
oh,
I love
thank you.
Cosmos. I
Yes.
watch your show more than my own show. I don't
Oh my
watch.
goodness.
I
Well,
love I
well,
love
listen.
Cosmos. Are you
Well,
kidding me?
well, the cool thing about it is we do this thing where we cross. We're fans of each other, and we're in this together. And now we're all promoting each other, and I
Yeah.
absolutely love that because that's the best thing. And it goes back to that organic thing. It's like I absolutely love when, and I said this, and by the way, I feel like we're achieving it. Like, I feel like we're executing it now with this. Like, I don't, it certainly might be easy when I have a friend on that I wrote an album with 10 years ago and we're laughing, but you and I were hitting it off and this is brilliant. It's like, you don't want to seem like, even if I'm asking you questions, it's to let our audience know, but I don't want it to ever really seem like an interview. I want it to seem like a really wonderful conversation.
Yeah, that's so when you were asking me, like what are some of my strategies? How do I, get my show going during an interview? In my mind, I'm at home with that person, whoever I'm interviewing, and they're in my house. So I treat
Wonderful.
them the way I treat everyone who comes to my house.
I love that. I love that.
So that way, then it's not awkward. You just make it feel comfortable. Yeah.
So the nerd in me, and also the OCD in me, and also the perfectionist in me. Literally every Monday night when I'm done, I immediately watch and I take notes. Like, oh, I
It,
don't like
I
I know I'm
can't
going to
do
beat
that. I
well,
can't do
but
that.
I know I'm going to beat myself tomorrow for saying like dumb it down. But that's okay. We're imperfect. We're flawed. But the thing is,
People, one complaint that I get is from people is that I don't go back and reply to every single comment because
oh no,
I
don't
don't
worry
read
about
it.
that.
I
No,
don't
don't
read
worry about
them.
that. But what I'm talking about is like I
Oh, about
I
yourself.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's always yeah. But I know for a fact I'm going to write down 100 times tonight
Yeah.
and tomorrow and
Oh
steal
no.
your advice, and I'm going to say I'm going to say my guest is my guest in my house, and they're the most important. It's a very Buddhist way of thinking.
Yeah.
Whoever's in front of me right now, you are the most important person in my life for the next 25
Yeah,
minutes. And
exactly.
that's wonderful.
So that 1 hour that you're talking to someone, it's about them. You're focused. That's why I don't read the comments when I do my show. A
Right,
lot of people go and they read and they share. And I try to do that because I feel like people like it and they enjoy it when I read comments and I show them on the screen.
right.
Sometimes I get so lost in the interview that I don't even read
Yes,
the comments. And sometimes I don't even go back afterwards to read them because the show is done. For me, it's finished. It's
right,
done.
right, right.
I put
No,
it on the side and I move on with my next show. I have show after show after show that I plan.
okay, so
Going
that's
back
one of
and
the,
watching my show, it's like it's done. It's in the past. I move on.
I absolutely love that. It's like doing a jazz record. You just did it. That's done.
It's
We did the
done.
solos. I'm moving on. So that's my next
Yeah.
question because the live show it is so good, but I want to share with our viewers. Please give me any information you can that Renee and I can share because it does seem like it comes on. I see it random times and I luck out and see it a lot and watch it.
Oh, you
And
mean like the time? Like
yeah,
when does
yes,
the show go on?
yes.
Okay, well for season two, every Wednesday and Friday, I have two interviews on both days. So
Okay.
I do an interview at noon. That's when I usually take my break, but I don't take a break. I do my show
From your day job, yes, because
from my yeah, because I work from home.
you're a
I'm
workaholic.
self-employed.
Yeah, completely. Yes.
Yeah, so when it's Wednesday and Friday at noon, I have a show, and then
Okay.
And Wednesday and Friday again at 6 p.m. Eastern time, I have another show,
Oh,
and it's interviews, just interviews.
you are so prolific, and thank you for it because I've had so much fun watching one. And it's funny that you mentioned that. I must have just had a feeling because you get to know people, and I comment on other friends' shows because I know, let's say they read them, or I'm like, oh man, so and so he had a bad day today. Let me say he was wonderful and brilliant, and lift my friend up because we love doing that. I don't think I really comment on your shows. I just send a couple of hearts because I love it, And I've been so lucky and caught so many interesting artists and musicians, and then it seems like 5 hours later I'm seeing an interview, and that's what makes
Yeah,
complete
so
sense
that's
now.
Wednesdays and Fridays are my interviews because I started the show with the interviews, but I've added new segments on my show. So
Yeah,
every Thursday now at noon, there's going to be a new segment called Girl Talk and the City, and it's all about women.
wonderful.
So we'll be discussing topics that relate to women. Men
I
can
love
watch
it.
the show. You
Oh,
can learn
please.
from it.
They should. They should. I will.
All the secrets are coming out.
Listen, every day you try to become a better human, and I try to become a better man, and that means cheating and becoming a better person to everyone, and understanding men and women better, and just love us all around, doing
Yeah,
everything,
so
doing it all right.
this show is all about women. That's brand new. I'm starting it this week. So my
Oh,
very first.
congratulations.
Yes. And then I have my music events that I do occasionally. Usually they're on Monday nights, but sometimes I break my rules. I can do it on a Wednesday night. I do what I want.
Well, that's the best thing about being your own boss. You're like, listen, you don't like it.
I
I've had
love
people,
it. I
I've
love
had
being my
people
own
say,
boss.
I've had people say to me about Burn It Down. Actually, we've gotten really wonderful feedback, and I feel so lucky. But like the Three on the Ones and Twos show, which is a YouTube show that I have with two best friends, James Joyce and Cassie, shout outs. And it's basically like a book club for music nerds. And you talk about one record over 30 minutes to
I
45
like
minutes.
that.
And
I
it's so
like
much
that.
fun. But I've had people say, you know what you should do? You should do this. You should do that. And usually it's me when I'm at a show enjoying a band, and I've had a couple of sips of whiskey myself. So I'm kind of like, I'm always nice, but I could be quick sometimes. And someone's like, you know what you should do with your show? And I go, you know what you should do? Start your own show. Like, because we're
So,
doing this the way we want.
exactly. Well, that's the thing, like when I started my show, I had no experience. And if I go back and I watch like my first episode, my God, the progress. I
Yes.
was
Well,
I was so nervous. I was so
yeah, I definitely
nervous.
didn't see your first episode, but I've seen
Don't
so
go
many.
see it. Don't go see it.
Well, it's funny too, but even when this whole thing happened, and how even we met, and how I met Renee Yaworski, again, one of my
Yeah.
favorite people, it was because the globe came to this grinding halt, and we're scared because we always kind of know what's going on. And for a
Mm.
minute, we really had no idea what was going on. And so we create this thing, life hands you lemons. And all of a sudden we're doing live streams, and you start doing your show, and we create the KMH crew come over to my house and Socially Distance Fest, one of these beautiful groups doing
Hmm.
live streams.
Yeah.
And I remember Andy Gish hit me up. She's like, Tom, you've played music all over the world. Like, you need to do us. And I was like, I've played in front of a lot of people, and I've never been so scared in my life to perform in front of my laptop, in front of nobody. Like, I
No,
was
it's very
so
it,
scared.
it
I was
is
so scared to death.
it's harder than people think it is
Yeah.
because once you go live, anything could happen. And there's no way to go back and redo it.
No,
So you
no.
have to be prepared that if something goes wrong or if you say the wrong thing, you have to take responsibility and just move on.
Right,
So
right,
far it hasn't happened to me. I haven't done
right,
anything that I could say I'm embarrassed about.
right.
So
No,
far,
like
knock
I
on
said,
wood.
yeah. Like I said, well, we're big fans of yours here. I know John Phipps, and
Oh, I
I
love
believe
John.
I believe I call him JP. I'm proud of him. Shout out John Phipps. He's been
Is he
making.
watching?
I bet you he is. What's
I'm
up,
sure
John?
he is. I'm sure
And
he's
he's been
watching.
making. He just played a wonderful set on the BLT show, which is a show that I put together on Monday nights on KMH. But he's made these grand, like giant steps in bettering himself as a person in life, and I'm super proud of him. But he probably, I bet money, he probably was the one who pushed both of us into each other's radar. I think he was saying,
Well, he kept talking about you and Renee. That's for sure. And I
yeah, and then, and
listened.
then
So
he was telling me about you, and I was like, oh, I need to
yeah,
check this person out.
yeah.
So thank you,
And that's
John.
why I started. Actually, I think he's the one who invited me to Cosmos, I believe.
Yes, and the thing is,
I didn't even know you guys existed before him.
it's amazing, and we're so lucky with it. And the thing is, and I've tried to tell him this, and you're clearly doing this with your show. I'm trying to do this. Renee certainly does this, and it's like we all find out as we get older, we have these other skills and qualities that unbeknownst to us, like we didn't know we had. John Phipps was a facilitator. He facilitated like you
And
coming to
he's a
Cosmo,
poet. The
and he's
first time he
brilliant.
came on my show, I have another segment called Poetry Night or
He's
Night
a
of
wonderful
Poetries.
poet. Wonderful poet.
I'm gonna bring that segment back, and that's how he came on my show because I realized that he writes poetry,
Yeah.
and then I had a comedy night, like an improv night, and
Yeah.
I asked Rory.
I love Roy. Shout out Roy. Hey Roy, we're gonna go a
Oh
few
my
minutes. We're gonna
goodness!
go a few minutes overtime and go late just
Listen,
to make my
listen,
brother Rory proud.
listen. First of all, I try to watch his show like every chance I
He's the
get.
best.
He needs.
He's the
I'm on
best.
his show tomorrow. I'm back on Cosmos tomorrow.
Well,
What's going on?
he's such a wonderful gentleman. He texted me today and he goes,
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Tom. I see that Pan is your guest and she's mine. I hope I didn't put you in a rough situation. I said, listen, we're here to shine the light on Pan.
I had a feeling you guys didn't talk to each other because I'm
Yeah,
like, why am I booked back to back? Like it's a little bit like
that's
overkill,
okay. You want to
but
know
it's
something?
okay. I'm gonna
And
go and spend time with him on his show. Yeah, why
he
not?
is
I
the
said
best. One of
yes.
my favorite people. That guy should have his own variety hour on Friday nights on Channel 4. All over the world because he's so great. He's
And
a
I'm such a
classic.
fan
He's a
that
classic guy.
when I started another segment called Improv, the first person I thought of was him, and I asked him. So when you wanted to know how I bring people on my show,
Okay.
I'll tell you. I just ask. And they say, "Oh, Pan, I watch your show. You're awesome."
That's such a simple concept. Well, and
They're
again,
like, "No, they're honored." They're like,
yeah,
"Really? You want me to come on?
I
You want
know
me to come on your show?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Are you kidding me? I'm your fan." And they're like, "No, no, I'm your fan." So it's like it's easy.
we're in this together, and I'm so excited to be on your show as well. And but it's really funny because when are we going to learn these things? Like I'm learning so much tonight just talking to you. It's like, listen, I know whatever I do, I'm going to try to put 100% into it, whatever. So if I want someone on my show, yes, you want something, go ahead and ask. You're not asking for a handout. You're saying,
What
hey,
is the worst that could happen?
I
People are
think
gonna
you're
say no.
I think you're I think you're interesting, and I'd love to share you with like when you hear good news, you
Yeah,
share it with people. When you see a good
yeah,
movie or you hear a really awesome album that
yeah,
like gave you chills or reminded you when you were like 19 years old or whatever, what
yeah,
do? You send it to 3 friends. So why
yeah,
wouldn't you say you want to be on my show? I want to share you with my friends.
yeah, yeah. You just ask, and if someone says no, usually if I get a no, it's because it's the timing is wrong for
It's a
scheduling. But
schedule
they always
conflict.
want to come back. I mean, to like you know what I mean. I've
Yeah,
never gotten a no. Sorry, I don't want to come on your show. If I get a no, it's like I can't that day.
right,
Let's do it another day. And now I
right.
have like a long guest list.
I know when you sent me a note, last week, and you were like, "Show me the calendar." I was like, "Ooh, this is like in 6 weeks. Let me write this down.
Yeah,
Whatever it is, let
yeah.
me write this down."
Well, my show is actually taking a break in the month of April. So April, I'm shutting down. There's nothing
Mhm.
happening because I'm an accountant and it's my
Yeah.
busiest time in the year. And I'm also going to travel. I'm going to go to Montreal. So
Oh, great.
I'm closing my doors. Hopefully, I
Yeah.
won't lose I won't lose viewers or or
No,
followers.
I think you can be fine as long as you communicate and you let them know. I think
Yeah.
taking a break from stuff is great as well. I know when we took these little breaks, we're doing season 3 right now, of Burn It Down, and I'm having so
Yeah.
much fun with this. And you just always want to get better. Like I love our new intro. I love our sponsors, and
Oh,
there's
you
these
guys have
things.
sponsors?
Yeah, listen, we're like we're
Hey,
doing
you're
it. We're
doing
doing
good
it.
if you got
We're,
sponsors.
we're doing it. We're doing. Oh, listen, I get like free salsas, free pickles. It's amazing.
I have no sponsors. How did you get the sponsors? Now
Well,
it's
you know
your
what?
turn to share
Hey,
information with.
listen. How do I
Don't
get
tell
the
me you just asked.
How do I get the sponsors? I took advice from my friend Pan. I just went ahead and asked.
You asked?
Yes.
That's what I need to do. Get some sponsors. But
Well,
I've
listen. I got news for you. I'm.
yeah.
We're gonna do a few episodes in a row that we're gonna give you specific shout outs. I'm telling my assistant to write this down now and tell people to watch your show because that's what we do.
Oh, okay, great. And I'll do the same. I
Yeah.
always share your every time I
Oh, I
watch,
know. I
I
love
always
it.
share.
Thank you so much. You've been so wonderful and so supportive. And I'm not kidding about like this. You really have just this natural, well, you have a wonderful speaking voice. Like John Phipps is this wonderful poet, but even when he reads other people's poems, I
I
could
know.
listen to him. He's just got the soothing voice. I'm a big fan of your voice, and I'm a big fan of
Yeah,
the way you
this
talk to
voice,
people.
it's funny you say this because when I was younger, I hated my voice
Right.
because all my friends, they had like very feminine, almost
Right.
like little squeaky voices. And I
Right.
was like,
And then you realize you're unique and you're different, and listen, we don't want to make anyone
but
feel
now
bad.
look at me.
Yeah, you're
This
killing it.
voice is helping me now. Imagine
It's
if I
over.
talk like this all the time. I don't
Oh
know
my
if this would
God.
be good. Hi, welcome to the Pan Show. That wouldn't work out. People
Oh
would be
my
like,
God.
get that chickmunk out of there.
Well, I was the same way, and I was recording albums, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, you must smoke a pack of cigarettes a day. I was like, at 52 years old, 52 years young, I'll say now, I've probably had 40 cigarettes tops my whole life, and I guarantee it was after a show at midnight or 1 a.m. feeling good after I sang for an hour and a half,
I
whatever.
don't
But
smoke.
I've never been a smoker. I
Me
certainly
neither.
enjoy some whiskeys and some bourbons, but I just had this voice. And then when I learned how to turn it into an instrument,
Yeah.
whether it's me singing and executing songs on record or on stage, or having conversation on Burn It Down or Three on the Ones and Twos, once you get that, you're like, bucket of
Yeah,
fish.
because
Bucket of fish, you got
when
this.
when I was younger, I was like embarrassed, but as I got older, I realized like people would take me seriously because of my
Totally.
voice,
Yeah.
you
No,
know?
it's
And so it kind of
demanding.
worked out for me at the end. Maybe I was sad when I was younger, but now you know what? I love my voice. I mean, it's different.
It's awesome. It's demanding and it commands like the presence. People stop and listen and respect it. And listen, we all go through some pain in our teenage years, and it makes us way better later on. I mean, right? Am I right? Come on. I mean, there's some things that happened in my teenage years. I don't want to think about. I don't want to think
Oh,
about.
you don't
But
want to know me. When
yeah,
I was young, okay, you wouldn't want to be my friend because
um,
I was such a nerd. I spent
I love
hours and hours,
we love
hours and
nerds at
hours in the
PCB.
library like a nerd studying
Listen,
for my exams.
well, I got news for you. I'm in a book club. Okay, so we read
Yeah.
books, and on Zoom we talk about books. It's absolutely wonderful.
Hey, you got to invite me to that stuff because
Oh yeah,
I
we
read
have.
books, I play chess, I'm a big nerd.
Oh, so you're way cooler than me. I'm a horrible chess player, but I'm a big fan of people who play chess. And we here at TCB Studios, we have a thing called I Choose Awesome. You've heard us talk about it, and it's pretty simple. And it comes down to this.
Okay.
Boom. Anyone that's toxic or negative or a cancer personality, we want nothing to do with you because life can suck or be awesome. I don't know about you, but I'm going to choose awesome. And it's that simple. And we love nerds. We can't stand bullies. Anyone that's negative, we want nothing to do with them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was a big nerd though. I don't think you were as bad as me.
All right. I got to tell you, I was pretty cool. I was
I think
pretty
I have
cool.
a feeling you were going out and you enjoyed your youth. I
I
was
was
like,
I was I was pretty cool. I was like a cool nerd, but I mean
yeah, I see that.
I
Yeah.
certainly, in 1987 was, I I definitely went to Washington Square Park and, bought nefarious things. Me and my girlfriend, and went and saw Depeche Mode and The Cure. So
Yeah.
that is pretty cool. But I also got picked on. I mean, come on. I was like,
I was
well,
never picked on. I was never picked
yeah,
on, but I was not I didn't party in my youth, so I wasn't going out and clubbing and partying
right.
and doing crazy things. My parents were extremely strict.
Hmm.
Like all your typical immigrant parents.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to go out. I wasn't able to date.
Well, listen, shout
And
out
so
to you.
I spent a lot of time reading books, staying home, going to the library, and all my friends were like me.
I love it.
The
I
kids
love
that
it.
went
Love it.
out and partied, I wasn't their friends because every time they would invite me, I would say, and I would lie because I was too embarrassed to say, like, sorry, but my parents are not letting me go out.
Right.
I would say, oh, I have plans. My plans were
Well,
basically staying home and just reading books.
well, shout out to your parents because they did a damn fine job.
Yes, they
You
did.
turned out all right.
Yeah.
Seriously, here at TCB and CCTV, myself and Renee Jaworski, some people who work with me here, have watched your interviews and are fans as well, and love your voice
Good.
and love what
Thanks.
you do with your voice, talking and interviewing, getting these honest answers, these real answers out of people.
I
And
know, it's awesome, right? You get to
yeah,
know
we love,
somebody
yeah,
in a whole
and we
other
love
light, you know?
and we love the Pan Show.
Hmm.
And congratulations on this new show on Thursday. I'll be tuning in, and everyone else should tune in. Find out a
Yeah.
little something about yourself,
What
And
did you say? Sorry?
well, people need to find out a little something about themselves when they listen to this new talk show about women.
Yeah, about women. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
I'm a New Yorker too, but from the city, and so sometimes I talk way too fast. I do
Yeah,
apologize.
you speak faster than me. Like I speak really fast, but when I'm in front of the camera, I try to like take my time because people won't understand me.
So now next week, I'm gonna have like sticky notes behind my cameras that just say "talk slow, talk
Not
slow."
that slow, but sometimes yeah, go really fast. Yeah, that's true.
Oh my goodness! Well, did you understand mostly everything I
No,
said?
I did, except for the last part when I said that. Can you say that again?
Yeah, and all I wanted people to know is to tune into your shows, and we're going to be sharing that. What I'll do is on CCTV share like, let's say, if you have a particular episode that you really want people to see, or maybe your
Yeah,
last couple, I'll share on the CCTV page and also
yeah.
on my own page.
Hmm.
And because we want to share you and your show with other people. But what I was saying, and I'll say it slow, is this new show, even though it focuses on women, everyone should tune in and find out a little something
I
themselves.
think men should be watching it because maybe they'll learn something.
That's right. I love it. Oh my goodness. And just like that, 39 minutes goes by so fast.
Oh
My man
yes.
Rory Penland is going to be so proud of me for going 9 minutes over. We shoot for going 30 minutes. People say you should.
You know what I told him? I said, watch the show so that way when I come to your show the next day, don't ask me the same questions.
That's right. Well, and Rory and I talked about that. Thank you so much for being my guest. I'm
Thank you for having me.
so glad you're healthy. Much love to you and your whole beautiful family.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're just big fans of you here. We're fans of Pan. There, I said it. We're fans of Pan.
And
And
let me tell you, I'm your biggest fan. I love Renee. I love the whole Cosmos
me too.
team
Me too.
because everyone brings something to the table. Rory
Yes,
brings,
it's
you're all so different, but
so
together you make
different
a
and
good team, you
special and
know?
unique. Oh yeah, I mean, shout out to Sandy and
Sandy,
Jamie Bennett,
yes.
and I'm forgetting some people. Alana. There's
MM,
so
she's
many
amazing.
wonderful, beautiful humans. I'm forgetting some people right now, and I apologize. But Jamie, Sandy, Alana, Rory, and I love saying this, and I think it's probably going to become a thing I say every week now.
Yeah,
We're all in this together in any kind of weather. And
yes,
love us all around. Thank you
yes.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you so
I'm
much,
smiling.
Tom.
Look at me. I'm smiling from ear to ear.
Promise me one thing. You're not going to go watch this episode.
I can't do that. I'm Well, listen, Jigsaw, in no way am I watching what you said. I am literally taking notes and writing things that I think I did bad. It's never about like I'm gonna love everything you said. It's me being a perfectionist because every week,
Okay.
and I do think I'm getting better at this every
Give
week.
yourself a break. You're
Okay, you know
doing
what I'm gonna do?
awesome. You're
I'm gonna make
awesome.
I'm gonna make myself a smoothie, and I'm gonna put on a jazz record, and I'm gonna do some writing, and I hope to be sleeping in 30 minutes because I got to be up at 4 a.m.
I see. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my
Just enjoy
goodness,
your
thank you.
evening. Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, you're the best. And listen, hang on a second when
You're
we
the
go off
best.
because we're gonna talk backstage for 2 seconds. Cheers,
Sure.
everyone. See you next
Bye,
week.
everyone. Bye.